It has been a pretty amazing start to round two of the NBA playoffs. The, I guess, underdogs, the lower seeds, are finding ways to win these games, to open the series. And some of the teams are dead tired. You're talking about teams that went through 7 game series in the previous rounds, and guys were logging tons of minutes. And playoff minutes, they're not regular season minutes. They're intense minutes. They're minutes where you've got to lock it down defensively. They're minutes where you're trying to push it up the floor. They're minutes where you're struggling and working hard to get a decent look. Everything has more gravity. Everything has more pressure. I call them pressurized minutes. And all these different things and all these different moments and endings. And there's all this pressure, And these teams that were in these really long series before, they're coming in and winning game ones, right? OKC, you could say maybe they're rusty or something, but Denver found a way to win. And the way they won was executing at the end of games. You're looking at the Nuggets, the way they pulled that off with the Aaron Gordon 3 off the Joker heroics in the fourth quarter, and just the out executing of the Thunder, kind of choking it away in some ways too. And then for the Timberwolves, made easy work of the LA Lakers. They lose game one to the Warriors, who lost Steph Curry to an injury early in the game. And then for the Cavs, they're down 2-0 to the Indiana Pacers, hosting 2 playoff games in which the Cavs, in the first game, they couldn't match the intensity of the Pacers and didn't make defensive adjustments. But in game 2, again, an execution issue at the end of the game for the Cavs, in which the Pacers force the issue. Halliburton hits the game-winning 3, and the Cavs choke away the game. And then the Celtics, losing game 1, seemingly unaware that there are other shots on the basketball court that are not three-pointers. And then, Jalen Brunson carrying the team, and Karl Anthony Towns not really contributing. I think he fouled out early. And they found a way to win game 1 too. So what's happening? What's real? Well, what's real, guys, is these series are going to be long. These series are going to be 6 and 7 games, with these teams being so closely matched, and with these teams pulling off these wins the way they are. It tells you something. This OKC and Denver series is going to be long. It's going to be 6, 7 games. You pick. You have no idea who's going to win the series yet, based on game 1. And the same thing can be said about the Wolves and the Warriors. Steph Curry injured with a hamstring, likely missing time. I don't think that's an easy series just because the Warriors won game 1. That's going to be a hard-fought series because Jimmy is like that. Draymond is an incredible defensive player. That team is very capable of winning some games. It's going to be hard to do it without Steph, though. So it's to their advantage they won game 1. But, man, that's going to be a tough series. And the Cavs, look, for anybody who's counting out the Cavs, I get it. They lost 2 games at home to the Pacers. But that series isn't over. And that series is going to stretch out. I don't think, it's just my personal opinion. I don't speak for anybody else. I don't think the Cavs are done. I don't think the Cavs are going to lose this series. I still think the Cavs are on life support. They're going to have to win game 3 and 4 in Indiana, which is not going to be easy. That place is going to be bananas. But that series isn't over either. And the Cavs can still win that series. Is it likely? I mean, you could say it's unlikely, right, to go down 2-0, right, losing 2 home games. But we've seen stranger things. That series is going to be stretching out. And the series between the Celtics and the Knicks, it's only getting started. That could be a wake-up call for the Celtics, right? And then they could rip off the next 2 or 3 games, right? And then we have a different complexion to that series. So I'm just saying, after game 1, and in some instances game 2s, you don't really know who's going to win the series. You really don't. These series are going to be long extended. These are going to be 6 and 7 game series. These teams are closely matched. Coaches are going to make decisions and adjustments that are going to change the trajectory of these series. And you saw when Steph went down with injury. Like, the war of attrition is real. An injury will completely change the complexion of a series. And the same could be said about all the teams that are left. These series ain't over. The first game doesn't tell you everything. It gives you the story on one game. There's another one coming, and there are more coming, and these series are going to drag out. Fun basketball for sure, but none of these are definitively complete yet, and we got to see how it all plays out.